Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this episode of Inspirational Muslims, I will be interviewing Marcus Anthony. Marcus is a fitness influencer and motivator who is known for actively promoting the balance of deen along with healthy eating, fitness, and good mannerisms. Marcus took his shahada over a decade ago when he embraced Islam. He has motivated many people over the last decade with his positive energy, including his friends, clients, and social media followers, with the aim to spread the message of self disciplined and hard-working mindset. Marcus has successfully inspired many people's lives around him through demonstrating the results of his consistent training and progression, helping them realize the mental, physical, and spiritual gains they can also make by investing their time working on their mind, body, and soul. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Marcus. Jazakallah khair so much for making the time to have this interview. It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to do this. I'm so honored that we can finally do this, mashallah. So,
Alaikum salam. I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to it.
alhamdulillah, man. Alhamdulillah. So, Marcus, I know you in a capacity of a friend, mashallah, one of my close friends. And I'm really honored that, we've got to know each other. And alhamdulillah. And, we have a few close friends. We keep each other trying to on the deen and dunya balance. But for the viewers watching from all across the globe, how would you describe yourself?
Well, firstly, I do personal training, but I would describe myself more as a fitness motivator, if not a lifestyle motivator. And when I say that, I mean I try and motivate a lot of my clients and people that follow me in terms of health, fitness, but most importantly, deen. As you know, at the moment, we've got a 30-day, it's called an Islamic Gains Upgrade Program, where we've got a group of about maybe 30 or 40 people, and we're giving out giving out reminders every day of deen, healthy eating, and fitness tips.
MashaAllah. And Marcus, you have a lot of followers on Instagram and Facebook. You've been motivating people for a long time now. I think many viewers probably know this, but a few don't may not know this. But you actually reverted a number of years back. So tell us about that journey and how you felt that has impacted your outlook in life.
Wow, good question. Right, okay, so I've reverted. It's over 10 years now. It's been over 10 years. The first few years was adjusting to the new regime. I found it very difficult at first, but as time's gone by, alhamdulillah, it's become fairly easy. Also, the support of my friends, people like yourself and a few others as well, have always guided me in the right direction, taught me how to pray, and also explained to me the importance of praying 5 times a day, which before I didn't really understand too much. So I've come a long way, and it's got to the point now where the little that I do know, I try and pass it on to others. Motivate them.
Mashallah. Marcus, since I've known you, maybe it's been like, I don't know, 5-6 years, I guess. You've always been one of the most disciplined people I know. Mashallah, in all aspects. And we've talked about this before, that self-discipline is one of the root keys to success.
Definitely.
So tell us, how do you keep yourself so focused and motivated?
I've always had that burning desire to become the best version of myself. So
Mashallah.
I look at every aspect of my life and my conduct and continually try and improve it, whether it's health, whether it's fitness, whether it's being kind to people, whether it's charity, whether it's improving my deen. Whatever it is, all the important things in life that really make us who we are, I'm always trying to upgrade.
Mashallah. And in terms of these, variables, what part do you feel food plays in, for example, in your life to stay disciplined?
Food is a massive part. Food is who we are to a certain degree. Literally, it's an old slogan, but you are what you eat. Literally, if you're eating low quality food, you're gonna have a low quality body and definitely a low quality mind. Food does impact on mood. It does suppress your energy if it's not high quality. So I try and fuel my machine, my body, with the best nutrients possible. But at the same time, it's about balance. So it's not a thing where you should have chicken and broccoli every single day. No, You try and have foods that are tasty as well. And now and again, you can have a cheat meal maybe once a week, twice a week if you're really that inclined to want to eat bad food. But balance is key here.
Balance. And on that note, on balance, I mean, you've motivated so many people, mashallah, Allah Mubarak, in the last more than a decade or so that you've been as a fitness influencer, amongst many other aspects of businesses that you're involved in.
Personally, I think a significant transformation, it depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
So if you're really, really overweight, then you can lose a lot of weight quickly.
Yeah.
But it's best to do it in a safe way, in a way that's you're going to maintain.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there who would lose weight within a matter of weeks, but they'll put it on in exactly the same amount of time. So you have to do it smartly, firstly. And sorry, what's the other question?
The question is, can you think of some of your clients where you've seen a significant transformation and how that has impacted their life quality?
Yeah, there's been a good few occasions when people have come to me in not the best of shape, and then it's about changing their whole lifestyle and their mindset. I think that's what separates me from a lot of the new personal trainers, where they just go by the textbook in regards to you have to do 10 sets of 10 to achieve, for example. Whereas me,
more holistic.
Yeah, me, I try and change the whole mindset, make them understand the importance of being healthy, the long-term effects of knowing what you eat now will affect you later on in life, will affect your mood, your energy. So there's so much more to training or a healthy lifestyle than just looking good. And that's what I try and imprint into their minds, and therefore it will last longer. So whenever they get tempted to overindulge, they've got that voice of mine, or their own voice more importantly, in their head saying, I shouldn't be doing this. Let's just suppress these cravings now and eat something healthy that's going to benefit me long term and also make me feel better.
Marcus, this reminds me of the conversation we had the other night, which was a very enlightening conversation, very insightful, where we talked about that sometimes a lot of people, there's a lot of good people out there who are very kind to others, their families, their friends, and others around them, the work colleagues and the community. But we forget sometimes to be kind to ourselves.
Definitely.
Can you tell us something, how looking after your body and looking after your soul, your mind, how can we make ourselves more inclined to be kind to ourselves?
I think people like yourself and mine, we like to please other people. So if we're kind to ourselves, then we will be a better version of ourselves, and therefore we can ultimately give more to others. Because if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're low in energy, then there's no way you can give the same quality of help as if you were full of energy, full of motivation, full of vibrancy. So
that's a great way of looking at it, actually.
100%. So if you're the upgrade of yourself, you can just give so much more to others, and you can do it more effortlessly without having much effort. Because I'm sure sometimes we're both tired, but we will still give, we'll still dig deep to try and please others. But why can't we do it
for ourselves,
but do it full of energy and motivation, and with a smile on our face, a genuine smile on our face?
Yeah, I think that's very true, and I think that will probably resonate with a lot of people watching as well. That is something. Self-love, self-respect, being kind to ourselves is something, especially in this day and age, we need to look at a bit more. I mean, Marcus, in this, we all go through periods of stress and pressure and anxiety, I guess, to a certain extent. Everyone has a different way of dealing with it. What's Marcus's way of coping with stress?
Like I said previously, it's remembering that there's a lot of people, situations way worse than what we're going through. And once again, Allah doesn't give any soul a burden that they can't handle. So just knowing that fact, whatever it is, I know I have the ability somewhere in my heart, in my soul, in my mind to handle it. And I'll dig deep and find that solution to whatever problem it is. If I can't solve it, then I've got the mental strength to deal with it. Because
Mashallah.
Allah's blessed me with that mental strength, and He's blessed everybody with that mental strength. But some people who don't believe or haven't been educated to know that fact may fail at whatever obstacle that's been put in front of them.
Mashallah. Mashallah, it's a beautiful way of putting it. Marcus, like, in your lifetime, I mean, we all have different types of role models or inspirational people that come in our lives at different periods of our time.
Yeah.
And there's some that stick out more than others, who are close to our hearts. Who would you say has been one of your most inspirational role models up to this chapter of your life?
Inspirational. Another good question. There's been a few people that have motivated me in different areas of my life.
Yeah.
I can't say I've got one in particular.
So let's look at different areas. I guess maybe look at, for example, let's start with your fitness well-being. Who would you say has been your role model for that? Or inspirational person?
Okay, I'll give you three people that have always influenced me from a very young age.
Yeah.
So firstly, I would say Muhammad Ali.
Oh, of course,
He
mashallah.
was one of my biggest inspirations. Second, I would say Bruce Lee.
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
That's 2 out of 2, the same.
and my third and final, I have to say Mike Tyson.
Oh, yes.
You know, that genuine aggression, the power, just the aura of him.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person you want to turn into when you're going to go and train.
Yeah.
You want to have those three aspects, and he had all of them in abundance, but not that much control.
Yeah. Which brings me on to how about in the realm of people who are like maybe from the entrepreneurial side of things? Who would you say that comes to your mind first as one of your inspirations?
Entrepreneurial side of things.
Because as I know of you, you are an aspiring entrepreneur yourself.
Yeah.
Fitness is just one of the things that you do. There's so many different things that you are, mashallah, involved in and successful in.
Entrepreneurial side. I can't think of anyone who's actually really motivated me as such, but someone I look up to and think, okay, I want to be like him, because I'm on my own journey.
Mashallah.
So I like what people are doing, but there isn't anybody that I can say I've really thought about and tried to aspire to their level in particular. I just believe in my heart that I will get one day where I would like to get to, inshallah.
That's a beautiful answer. That's true self-motivation, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
I am very, very highly self-motivated.
That's a very, very unique, very, very big gift to have.
Yeah.
Mashallah, gift to have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What about in terms of like from the spiritual side of things, to give you that deen and dunya balance? Are there particular role models in your life or inspirations that you've had where you felt you've connected with this particular speaker? Or
I would say, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I do watch a lot of Mufti Meg. I have to say that he's got a nice balance. Like, it's not too extreme. It's easy to understand at the same time, and it's easy to connect with. He covers a lot of different topics, so I can always find something that applies to me.
Yeah.
So if I'm confused about anything or feeling a bit uncertain about a situation, I can just go to YouTube, type it in, Mufti Meg, whatever topic it is, so it comes up, and he talks to me personally. It's like me and him in the room, and he's giving me some good advice. So thank you, Mufti Meg.
We all love him. May Allah continue to preserve and bless him. Marcus, in terms of like can you think of like if you could go back in time and go to your former 18-year-old self?
Wow.
What would you advise him? Somehow teleported back in time.
Be a lot of advice. A lot of advice. I would advise him not to rush things too much. That taking shortcuts in life doesn't always fast track you to where you want to be. In fact, it can definitely hold you back. And just trust in Allah. Take your shahada soon. Just take your shahada soon. Don't leave it so long. So definitely just embrace Islam, because Islam's a discipline. There's previously I didn't understand what Islam was. I honestly thought it was just a religion not for people from my ethnic background.
Interesting.
And I used to watch a lot of the news, and how they portrayed Muslims was not in a good light. So I didn't want to be a part of it. But as time went by, I fortunately got a lot of brothers as friends, and they educated me, and I saw how the respect level is between a lot of the brothers, the real brothers. I know it's not like that everywhere in the world, but I liked the brotherhood that it brought, the respect. And when I started going to the Masjid before I actually turned Muslim.
MashaAllah.
Way before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I felt as though the Imam was talking to me, because previously I wasn't religious as such, but my family were Christians. So they used to go to church, and I would go sometimes. And the priest, I could never ever really feel what he was saying. I wouldn't appreciate his conduct, and just in general, I didn't like going to the church, as simple as that, to cut a long story short. But when I went for the first time to the Masjid, there was a feeling over me. It was amazing. It was like magical. And every word the Imam spoke, I felt as though it was once again me and him in the room, and he was talking to me. And I left there thinking like, wow, this is amazing. And the respect in the Masjid for everybody, how everyone just stood together and prayed all at the same time, all in sync. I wasn't used to this level of discipline, level of togetherness. So that's, I think, was the first time I thought, okay, these Muslims they're all right. There seem to be some good people here, you know. And then from that, I was addicted to it. I started going every week. I was going to Jummah every week as a non-Muslim. I just enjoyed.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
that's actually amazing.
I just enjoyed hearing the sermon.
And did you it seems like you felt the love and the unity and energy, right?
I felt the love and unity, and even the brothers, before I turned to my shahada, they were saying how you conduct yourself has got a lot of Islamic ways.
Values,
Like just me as a person. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't swear. I looked after myself. I was always polite, always smiling, always positive. So a lot of the values that I had, it was easy for me to make a transition from being non-Muslim to Muslim, because discipline is one of the attributes that I've been blessed with.
MashaAllah,
and to be a Muslim, you have to be disciplined. To be waking up at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning to pray, it's quite discipline. But that comes from Allah as well. And I think, I know Allah's blessed me from the day I was born. I feel it in my heart, and it took me a few years to actually come to Islam. But I've always believed in one God. So ultimately, I was Muslim way before I took that shahada, really, if you think about it.
Yeah,
in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's the natural fitrah, isn't it, that we're born with. That's beautiful. So you were always on that journey. It was just a matter of timing. You had to go through certain things and other conditions. That's beautiful to hear. I'm always intrigued to hear about these stories, because, you know, with all the media portraying a certain image of Islam, and then, you know, the more they try to do that, the more people are embracing Islam.
100%.
People who seek the knowledge, seek the truth.
And I think I've got the power, well, not the power, but I've got the character to educate and encourage more non-Muslims to look into the deen, to get educated.
Yeah.
I would never ever become some kind of preacher and try and force it on anybody. Or
you're very non-judgmental approach.
I would just say to people, this is the facts. Educate yourself. You choose what you want to do, but just find out what Islam's about, what Islam stands for. And don't just go by what you hear on the news or what your parents told you about Muslims. Find that for yourself. If you have any questions, I can try and educate you with a little knowledge that I have, but it should be enough to make you open your eyes and want to go and find out the truth for yourself. And that's exactly what I've done. Yeah.
Because truth's not going to come to you on a plate, right? No, in this world. That's interesting. And, you know, I would like to ask you, I mean, the time when you made that huge mashallah, actual commitment. And you're one of those people who, when I know you, and it shows in everything you're doing, in your business, in your life, in your family, that when you commit to something, you follow it through.
Yeah.
So when you make that commitment to embrace Islam, did you feel in the beginning that you had certain, people around you, family and friends, I guess, who were quite shocked? Or how did you find being? Did you get a different type? Did you get the sort of support you were expecting, or how did you deal with people's opinion?
Firstly, my family, they're very open-minded.
Mashallah,
So
that's really good to know.
that
Mashallah,
wasn't an issue whatsoever.
that's a big blessing.
My family trust in my judgment, and I've always been good at making decisions, decision makers, to a certain degree. Some things obviously I get wrong, like anyone.
Yeah, we're all human.
Overall, but big decisions that will affect my life as a whole, I'm quite good at making decisions. So when I decided to change to take my shahada and turn to Islam, my family were fully supportive.
Amazing. Bless them.
So, and they're open to looking into it as well.
That's amazing.
So that's something that I have to once again spend a bit more time on educating them and getting people like yourself to talk to them and answer any questions that I can't answer. In regards to my friends, that was a different situation. I no longer did the things that a Muslim should do. Shouldn't do. Yeah, shouldn't do. So it pushed a lot of my, I won't say pushed them away, but maybe I stepped out of certain circles and situations that previously I would have been involved in or been around.
So you had to make some sacrifices.
Definitely, but it wasn't an issue for me. I'm about health, firstly. I'm about making it to Jannah. I've always wanted to make it to Jannah from a young boy, 3-4 years old. I've always knew there was a heaven and hell, and I always knew that heaven's the destination that I want to end up in. This is from 4 years old. So I've always had principles of religion.
And that's interesting because you came from a Christian background and it's very similar in terms of heaven, hell, existence in this life and an eternal life. So that's very interesting. That was always within you from ground up.
4 years old.
Yeah.
Like I've always had that installed in me.
Yeah.
I've always known that I'm being watched by God at that point there. Everything I do is being written down. So I've always had a certain conduct, knowing that there's a camera, so to speak. I'm under observation at all times.
So you always had that connection.
Always.
A lot of people don't have that in the beginning.
Exactly. No, I've always had that, which once again I think has made it easier for me to, take on the Islamic way of living. And obviously there's still a lot of improving to do.
Oh, we've all got to do.
I'm not trying to sit here and conduct myself like I'm a perfect Muslim. I'm not by any means, but I'm really trying to aspire to be the best Muslim that I can personally be. It's a long path, but I feel as though I'm walking in the right direction.
MashaAllah. And it is a beautiful thing, as we've talked about this before, as you know, Marcus, that the day you embrace Islam, all your previous sins wiped away, but your all good deeds remain. Your book opened up from that moment. So that's the beauty of people, who are coming into Islam. They need to realize that Allah is the most forgiving, as you know.
Yeah.
So I always, basically, I'm very inspired by reverts because I think sometimes they don't realize how they're in such an amazing elevated position compared to people who've been born Muslims like myself, who, sometimes we continue to sin even though we know the blueprint of life and the hereafter, but we still make mistakes. But we're humans and that's why Allah is the most forgiving. Tawbah, means to turn back. So we keep doing that. But that's a big blessing to be in your position. Allah Barak.
Quickly, I'll tell you a quick little story.
Yeah, please.
Very short. Before I took my shahada, there was a presence in my house. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a good presence. And then I remember the day that I took my shahada, it never came back. I don't know if it was a jinn. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But there was something there in regards to
Bad
just
energy.
bad energy and things just going missing. Like I would put something, for example, on the sofa, and then I'll come back and it'll be gone. Simple things like that. That's an example of the kind of things that would happen. But not just that. Like that could be human error, for example. I don't think it was, but when you feel something's in your house, like I'll go to the toilet at night, 3 in the morning, and I'll feel something there.
Yeah.
And
because your spiritual energy is quite strong, so you are a person who can feel energy.
I'm not the only person that felt it either. It wasn't just me.
Oh,
that felt
interesting.
it.
Yeah.
Other people in my house felt it, and it was prominent. And this was before I took my shahada, so I wasn't the most religious, So just a person that was quite black and white.
Yeah.
Didn't really know much about religion or other energies or other forces, but there was definitely something there, and I can't say it was a good energy. And then as soon as I took my shahada, never again did that energy.
It's amazing.
Or whatever it was come back.
Mashallah.
Ever. So obviously Allah has whatever that was there, taking my shahada, embracing Islam, got rid of whatever it was. And then from that day forth I've been fully protected because my life has been on an incline since. Of course I've faced difficulty over the years, but I felt so much strength to deal with it. So anything that's come in my way I've faced with no fear and dealt with it, and I've come out victorious. This is only due to Allah, alhamdulillah.
No, that's beautiful to hear, man. That's beautiful to hear. A lot of people are tapped into this about the energy and about, we know about the coexistence of jinns and angels. And we were talking about this before. I mean, in terms of your prayers, actually, I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel when you're praying in where you are right now in your life? How does your soul feel when you've done a prayer? And can you imagine what it feels like if you're not being able to do that 5 times a day, which we are blessed to be able to do as Muslims? How do you feel that distinguishes you from the previous markers who never used to do that?
I feel protected. I pray. I feel cleansed. I feel at peace. I feel as though I have clarity. I feel full of motivation. I feel energized.
Sure.
I feel just ready to, I keep saying the same phrase, but become the best version of myself. When I don't pray, or if I do miss a prayer, the devastation in my heart, I feel incomplete. I feel as though I have done something really, really bad. So I try not to miss any prayers. It's very rare that I miss a prayer. Very, very rare.
Beautiful.
And when I do, like I said, my soul feels troubled, feels disturbed.
That's a sign of Iman. That's Iman,
yeah,
isn't
literally.
it? That's really.
So
that's your connection.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong connection.
Marcus, that's a beautiful answer. Marcus, so I wanted to ask you, what is the, if you like, what is that Marcus would want to be remembered for when you're gone? What is the legacy you want to be remembered for? What is the impact you want to have in this dunya?
I remember as that really handsome guy.
Or you can take that, mashallah. I'm
really,
sure.
Really handsome guy. No, honestly, motivating others into doing good.
Yeah.
Helping others into getting a better life than they had. So I know how much energy I've got. I know how much motivation that I have. I have the ability to bring so much more than I've brought over the years. And I'm making a stand now to try and increase my positive input into this dunya.
Yeah.
There's a few programs or a few plans, should I say, in the pipeline that you're going to be involved in.
Absolutely.
Inshallah.
Absolutely, I'm signed up.
So firstly, encourage others to increase their deen or invite non-Muslims to the deen and try and educate them with a team of people like yourself and Ijaz, Bilal, I have to mention Bilal as well.
Mashallah, of course.
Others as well. and fitness, health, conduct. This is what I am a strong believer in, Islamic conduct, and that covers every basis of how we should conduct ourselves. So how we should behave in regards to look after our bodies, a sunnah, smile, be kind to people, try and help people where you can. And at the same time, if it comes to it, you have to defend yourself if someone's trying to oppress you or trying to show you disrespect, but you do it in an appropriate manner. So I think this is something that I don't think as human beings that we're taught in regards to general conduct, even in the Muslim community. I don't think conduct is covered enough in how to behave if people are behaving in an appropriate way towards you.
Emotional
This is
intelligence,
something
basically.
that
Yeah.
the youth need to maybe go and giving out a course on how to respond to situations, because it's a very common thing where our sisters are being abused or looked upon in a certain way or spoken to in a certain way, and I don't think they're taught how they should respond, if at all, or to be prepared for what might come to them. The brothers as well, I think they need to be educated. Needs to be some kind of syllabus or of some sort to just show them this is what we live in, this is the Western world, this is the way some people may behave towards you, this is how you should behave if they choose to be inappropriate towards you or your peers or your family. So we'll talk about this.
Yeah, mashallah. I know that's a beautiful thing. Is definitely avoid. For the viewers watching, I'm sure many of them are already following you on social media. Where would be the best place for them to get in touch with you via the different outlets available? What would you prefer?
Instagram is my biggest platform, so just type in FitfastUk and press add or follow, should I say. So yeah, Instagram. I've also got Facebook. I really use it.
Yeah.
My YouTube, I haven't used it for a while, but I'm planning to be, well, in 2021, inshallah, reactivating that platform, building it, and putting out a lot of good quality content of all different types, from Islamic stuff to fitness to home workouts. Cause that's what I promote mainly, is the home workouts rather than actual gym. I like the gym for myself, but home workouts is my speciality. So I'll be giving out a lot of content about that.
Perfect. And you've got this at the moment. You've got this Islamic Gains platform going on as well. I know for this month people are signed up, but perhaps for the months coming forth, that will probably be announced on your social media.
Definitely,
I'm sure.
Yeah, there will be another group, inshallah, in a few months' time, probably Ramadan time. We might get it together again to give each other support during that month and meet up and have iftar together sometimes and train together and just give each other general motivation and advice. So Islamic Gains will be coming again in a few months' time, inshallah, and
Inshallah.
people that are a part of it now, I'm sure they'll be promoting it to their friends or their brothers or sisters, and we just keep pushing it.
Absolutely. Bro, Jazakallah khair so much for making the time. It's been an amazing interview to do with yourself, and I'm sure the viewers will have appreciated the words of wisdom from yourself as well. Thank you again, Brother Marcus.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum. All the people watching.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the interview. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as we upload more inspirational Muslim videos.